be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat. There's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. 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 Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. The world is going wild when they call for you, and the river's running dry when it all falls through. Don't you worry about a thing, baby, I got you. Yeah, baby, I got you.
I just wanna make you mine, 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 mine. I just wanna make you mine, 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 mine. I just wanna make you mine, 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 mine. I just wanna make you mine. I just wanna make you. I just wanna make you. I just wanna make you. Mine, 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 mine. I just wanna make you mine. Mine, mine, mine. I just wanna make you. I just wanna make you. Mine, 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 I just wanna make you mine. I just wanna make you. I just wanna make you.
All right, let's get this party started. All right, today we're gonna begin implementing our workflow. So we've already established our workflow and completed our front-end user experience. Essentially, the user can now step through the entire process. Now we just have to add our actual business logic to the mix, and implement a few back-end service endpoints to do some checks and translate that to something understandable for the user as they're navigating through the wizard. So we're first starting off by providing the user the ability to update their website. We also need to implement the ability to update it if they choose to. So confirm website will simply just update it to their settings. Once that's done, then they're presented with the verification script. They could add that to their website and then press verify installation. That should then secretly display an iframe which will load their website. The website will load, a URL parameters passed to the iframe. I'm always live, Ori. But yeah, we're gonna implement this verification script, which is gonna initiate an iframe with the URL parameter, and the URL parameter will basically call home on the customer's website, and then basically ping our endpoint and verify that their website is validated, and then we'll just proceed to the next step, which will be, you know, completing the whole process and then flagging their account as complete. But yeah, we'll begin with the first step. So that is, let's first implement the ability to update their website. Currently we're pulling their current value. We just need to be able to update that value. So I think I'm going to create a one-off endpoint so I don't have to use the same update account settings method we're currently using. All right, bear with me. I gotta take a call real quick, unfortunately.
Heaven's bounded and up, wondering where you are. You want something else, I agree, but that's where you belong. No point bending backwards for me, I'm just shifting along. There's no use holding on. If you love it, you set it free. Just let it go, move along. That's how it's got to be. Take it down, breaking slowly for a while. Breaking is easy. Take your time, don't let you stay on the line. Make it right. I'll be lonely for a while, but believe me, I'll be fine. Happens all in good time. Happens all in good time. Oh, you win some, you lose some, fall down, you get up. No matter what you do, remember all in good time. Oh, the wind will change, the storm will calm down. You win some, lose some, all in good time. Breaking slowly for a while. Breaking is easy. Take your time, don't let you stay on the line. Why don't we just lay it on the line? I'll be lonely for a while, but believe me, I'll be fine. Happens all in good time. It happens all in good time. Breaking slowly for a while. Breaking is easy. Take your time, don't let you stay on the line. Hey, on the line. I'll be lonely for a while, but believe me, I'll be fine. Happens all in good time. It happens all in good time. Moment I can't forget, when everyone seemed to let go of integrity and pride. In chase of a better deal, we sacrifice all ideals for a moment in life. What can we do to make it right? Hesitation coming around again. Termination of all that we could have been. In a world where no one bothers, it is hard to deliver the truth and ignore the dreams of others with nothing to lose.
Y'all are so patient. You guys been sitting here waiting for me. I apologize so much. I just had a client have a server issue. Oh man, what a day, what a day. But we are starting. Let's get this party started. All right. Let's just make sure nothing sensitive is open. Bear with me, guys. Oh man, appreciate it. Oh man, I started my stream, and as soon as I started it, freaking like one of my clients just called and saying the server is down, our queries aren't happening, our filters aren't working. So I'm here like going through the database and trying to figure it out. There's some sort of parsing error which is causing orders, like order data from being populated within the server. So we resolved it though. We figured out what the issue was. But let's focus on other things. Let's actually get this verify website step to actually save. We'll update to the database, and then we'll move on to the next step. Unfortunately, no. I'm the project I'm working on right now, maintaining right now, is on Angular and .NET framework. You know, you got to do what you got to do to, you know, please the client. And that project was started like probably 4 years ago. So the technology at the time was, you know, .NET and Angular and things like that. So I probably would choose Rust moving forward, especially for the back end. It's just so fun to write. All right, so let's it was for, at one point, like about like 4 to 5 years ago, it was like the stack to choose, because .NET provided you like very performance ready, out of the box functionality that you could just run with, and Angular was like the language that you could build like enterprise grade applications without really worrying about like how to structure your project. It's just all opinionated, so you have to follow their scope, their design system and stuff like that. But now you have almost a lot of the options. You have React, you have Next.js, you have, you know, so many other things that are way better. All right, so since we need to add a new endpoint, I don't want to use the update settings endpoint that we currently have. I want to make sure we just pass the data that we need to pass. So I want to create a separate endpoint that handles that. And we'll just do that by going to our controller here and just create a one-off guy. Gotta do some boilerplate stuff here. And then I think we could actually use our, this is JSON, right? Yeah. We could continue using our account settings because we're using options, and options will essentially be helpful because we don't need to pass all those things. We could just pass what we want. And in our case, we're just going to pass the business website. All right, we're gonna copy paste some of this stuff right here so we don't have to redo it. Oh, and it's IT. How do you pronounce your name? IT Zesk. How do you pronounce that? I really appreciate those bits, man. I don't think I thanked you for that. Easy C. It's easy C. Yeah, much appreciated, man. So we got that. We're sending a response. We just need to add something new to our account service. We'll group it with what we currently have down here. And you'll kind of notice that I'm actually following a lot of the same opinion, system structures as if I was writing like .NET. I have like a controller folder which houses all my routing and account specific things, and I have my services which handle all my business logic. For whatever reason, I still feel comfortable writing it this way. So update business website. Pass UUID, and then this will be website, and we're just gonna pass a string. Actually, we'll pass the entire thing, so I don't have to do any sort of conditions within my controller. I could do it within the service. Copy paste this. Transactional. Commit. I believe commit await response with that. Right there. So I started building my own ORM. As you can see, I'm instantiating like DBase here. It kind of works like this. Like this is how I'm getting my account settings by ID. I'm querying the table, establishing a where, and then adding a condition to my where statement, my where objects. And then I'm essentially querying the database here. I'm passing it like the fields I want to query, the where, the pager, the order, and things like that. Kind of built my own because I was experimenting with like Rust to actually understand it a bit better. But yeah, I've changed my ways. I've committed just to use vanilla Postgres, Tokyo Postgres. I think I like it being readable, and I could look at it at a glance and understand what's going on. The above is cool. It's a cool system. You know, I implemented like all these use cases and stuff. But for readability, I think just toggle bits. What? Oh my god, toggle bits. A toggle raid. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it, toggle. Oh man, this is exciting. Oh man, appreciate it, man. I really appreciate the raid. It means a lot. Oh, this is crazy. This is really crazy. What were you working on You're working on your, what is it? I think it was a two mix, 2x. I don't know how to pronounce it. A UI library for with Rust. Nice. Yeah, I sometimes lurk in your stream just to see how you structure a lot of your components and your code. Really useful, to say the least. Oh man, it's easy. What are you doing, man? This is crazy. Oh man, this is exciting. You guys are making my day. I actually had a fire I had to water out right before stream. You guys literally made my day. I'm flustered here. I would go, man. Again, I really appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. Thanks, and thank you for the last raid as well, man. When you raided me, I was flustered as well, man. It was an amazing day. Oh man, what is going on? I have notifications up the galore. What's up, Bear? I don't know what's going on. I'm just getting notifications here. Thanks everyone that is following me. Really appreciate it. Thank you. It's easy for subscribing, for giving tier 1 subscription to 5 people. We have Vape Juice Jordan, who got a sub. We got Robin Malif, who got a sub. We got Potato, who got a sub. We got Future Highway. Say thank you to Easy, man. He supplied with the free gifts. But I don't know if you guys been here before, but I've been essentially building out the components needed to manage my SaaS application. So yeah, man, thanks Easy. So I'm currently building out the verification process. So I've established an entire workflow which will allow the user to step through and verify their domain through our website, through this wizard that you're seeing right here. So currently we're just simply updating the user's website domain. If they need to change it, if not, they could just proceed to the next step. They're provided installation script which they will add to their website. Upon clicking verify installation, an iframe will get loaded secretly on the same modal, basically calling their website, and the website will basically trigger the function within my script, right? That will call home, call our endpoint, and it'll pass that URL that parameter that we pass to the iframe, basically, that unique identifier, and then we can essentially store that and verify that ID, and then if it's valid, we flag them as verified domain, and then move them on to the next step, which is completing the process. So at this point, once they've confirmed and validated their domain, they could then implement any one of the widgets that we have as a feature, any one of our widgets. So one of the widgets we do have, I probably sound like a broken record, but we have, let's make sure we're logging in. Well, so the project is called Thim for now, but I do have a name ready in place, which I'm not gonna indulge, but it's related to F. So let's comment this out just so I could get my back into work, because it is spazzing out right now. Where are we? 92. Oh man, I appreciate that toggle, man. That's the second time he's done that. Showing me all kinds of love. All right, so what do we have here? Update settings. What are we looking for? 92. So that should resolve that. We should be able to log in now. Appreciate the follow, Nick. All right, so one of the first widgets that we're actually releasing is this feedback widget right here. And essentially this will live on the user's website. Let me just turn on my camera real quick. There's two ways they could leave feedback. They could leave a text-based feedback, or they could leave a video based feedback. And basically it's just gonna ask them for, you know, their name and email. I'm just gonna fill this in with some dummy data. They're presented with this video editor. By default, it should work automatically. It should display their video feed. But since I'm using my camera to stream, I have to actually manually select here. So I built all the UI and UX elements and all the interaction that connects to like the camera service and like interprets like the errors. So now the user is able to verify that they could actually see their video stream, which you can see right there. And then here we have our audio microphone, our audio input, and they could select the ones that works for them as well. And there's also a little volume indicator letting them know that it is working. It just grabs the frequency and just interpolates it. And then once they could verify that, they could go back and they're presented with this video editor. Here they could actually record themselves. You know, they could record a small little feedback, a testimonial, review on whatever product that they're providing, and they could pause at any given time and think about what they're going to say, continue recording, pause it, think about what they're going to say. If they don't like what they said, they could discard the last clip. So we're providing the ability to edit the video that they recorded on the fly. They could undo anything that they just recently deleted, or they could delete everything and re-record it from scratch. You know, we're also providing them the ability to preview, record it from scratch. You know, to preview their video recording on the fly, and if they're comfortable with that, they could simply send the feedback, send review, send testimonial, what have you, and you know, complete the process. It's a user experience issue that I think people need to follow, and Google does a really good job at it. That's actually where I got my inspiration from. So if you go to like Google Meets and you go to their settings, they actually use an indicator, a very nice like a vertical meter. It's pretty cool stuff. So maybe that's a feature I could add, you know, basically a little full screen option which capture show you more. Right now I only have it like set to the center of the camera, but really it's actually capturing the entire view. Like if I were to go to my preview window, I'm actually capturing everything but just centering the video itself, and then I'm doing post cropping on the server side, you know, once we receive the completed clip, to like crop the view screen, the viewpoint. But yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility I could add to my checklist. And then essentially what's going to happen is once they add this to the website, they could start capturing this information, and they could present it by embedding one of our widgets directly on a given page. If they wanted underneath their hero banner or underneath a description section on the homepage, it'll display all the text-based feedback and all the video-based feedback there, and people could easily click on individual items to read them or watch them. And it'll be basically lazy loaded in, so they're not like loading all the video, they only load upon clicking. So it's dependent on the plan. So right now I have a 10-second, I believe a 10-second delay, and it's actually controllable through the component settings. So I could basically pass a value to the component. A lot of these things I've been building are componentized, so I could like reuse them and repurpose them throughout the app. So like I pass a property, and that basically sets the duration, but really it should be dictated by the account holder and by the plan limits. So depending on the plan limits, that would be the case. So if the plan only allows you to record 30 seconds, then record 30 seconds. I honestly don't think anyone record anything more than a minute, but maybe. I just need to test the market to actually see if that's the case. Yeah. So that's what we've been doing so far. We've been building up the components needed just to onboard the user so they can begin using these components that we're providing to them. So right now we're implementing the verification process. So it's going to be really fun. We went ahead and actually began, our user experience, our UX designs, and start building them out. Like last stream, I designed and implemented the entire user process. Let's load this up just so you can get an idea. I need more than 30 seconds to rant. This is true. You see, it just depends. And I guess when companies start using it, they can actually go to my SaaS product page, my homepage, my marketing website, and leave a video feedback and have them rant about how. That's hilarious. Isn't he online right now? I think he's talking about Tailwind. I was lurking a little bit, and like some of his points are valid. Very, very valid opinions there. So this is actually related to user experience. This is all done in Tailwind. Like I'm not using any form of UI component library. I'm literally doing it from scratch. I start off with a UX design and build it using Tailwind. But basically, we've mapped out everything. This is essentially how I wanted to look. I want to like implement this background image and maybe like transition it to a different one as they go through each step. But overall, this is how it's gonna look. So yeah, so right now we're here in our flow. Right in the first step, so I need to start implementing this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna implement the logic needed to store and update the website. So ID, website business, website name right here. Account settings. So we just gotta do some of this boilerplate stuff just to get things saved and situated, and then we'll link it on the front end side of things. Man, what a crazy day, right? It's like been a emotional roller coaster. Client calls, beginning of the stream, everything is broken, servers are down. On stream, I literally resolved the issue, and then we have a toggle bitrate. It's crazy. All right, so we got that situation. I think this is all we need. We just need to call this on our controller. Update business website, and we'll just reference it here. Business website. We're gonna pass the data itself. We're just gonna make sure just to instantiate the business website property within our account object. I secretly have two chats, which I should probably hide this one. I kind of like the bubble one better. It looks aesthetically pleasing. Enable. So we may not. Actually, I may use this, but I'll put the message on the modal itself and not my toast notification. Business website. Unable to update settings. Let's just make this more specific. And obviously I could probably do better with the language, but for now we're gonna leave it as is. And then we're gonna output that. Perfect. I just want to verify that this is account settings, business website equals that, an ID. We're passing both those objects here, and we should be full circle. Let me actually mark this on our phone, just so I could access it. And then we'll go to our account servers on our front end and initiate that whole process. So pub function, we're gonna call this update business website. And we're gonna basically do the same exact thing here, but we're just gonna talk to a different endpoint. This will be, won't be a get, it'll be a post. So maybe we should just yank this. I'll call it settings because I could possibly just, let's just say website. This is silly, but whatever. We're gonna have to parse the past value using our Sarday. And settings should be passed to the URL. Perfect. We're actually missing something in our controller, to be frank. We should actually add the routes. Sure, we're gonna yank this. Nope. This is gonna be update business website. Like that. There we go. But I really think people come for the code and stay for the music, because I'm not gonna lie, this music is on point. So that's situated. We should be able now to reference our API. Yeah. So we have this. So now we need to create a new route. Okay, you don't want to delete. There we go. Update website. Perfect. We're gonna pass the same thing, but now we're gonna reference our new setting. And honestly, I could potentially just use our same update setting feature. We are using options, and I could just add additional checks to determine what fields to update. But for convenience, I think I'm gonna stick with this. Update website, we need to add this request up here. And we'll simply yank these two guys. Perfect. All right, so that's good. Let's go back here because we're gonna start testing things. It says there's an error, but I don't see any errors. Let's wait for it to compile. All right, cool. So that's good. So now we just need to reference it on our actual components, our onboarding verification component. So what we're doing is we're in our first step of our wizard. We're instantiating our verify website form, which is simply just a single input. And then we're hooking into the on submit action here. And then that actor is initialized down here on verify. What is it? Where are we? On verify website. So this guy right here. So we're essentially doing that here. So that means we need to actually do a few more things. We need to add our actor context from our service. Actually, no, this is context. Update website. Perfect. So we won't really, we'll keep our prevent defaults action here because that's what's going to prevent the form from actually reloading the page. But this should really happen here because we're waiting for a response. And once we get a success response, then we could move on to the next step. So that's good. So here's where we're gonna actually reach out to our service. And I think I'm just gonna, do I have my service set as in one of my states? Account service? Yeah, I do. We're just gonna send accounts request, update settings, no, update website. So we're gonna get self. I think I have a method within my form builder. Get data. Yeah, get data is what it is. Oh, I spelled it get data. I probably should rename that. And that's a hash map. So we kind of have to I left it because I didn't want to break anything. When I go ahead and clean up my code, which I will, I really need to restructure my project structure. I just said structure twice, but the architecture. I'm most likely gonna switch to this crate-based architecture, which all my crates, like my components, will live here, and I'll just reference those crates within my project scope, because I'm noticing my front end and my marketing website, my dashboard and my marketing website are utilizing some of the same components, and right now I'm copying and pasting the code into each of the directories. I'm like, this is not efficient at all. So I'm most likely gonna restructure it just so I could make use of this crate system instead. Again, I don't know which way is the right way. I just started developing this recently, but you live and you learn. So we have our data. It's a hash map, so we need to stringify this. I wonder. Let's actually go to our settings page. Front end, sources. Because I'm doing it here too. I just want to make sure I'm following the same pattern and I'm not recreating anything. Get data. So here's where I'm combining the data. Data. So I'm stringifying it. So I'm just gonna follow this same thing. I think it's fair. We do have options, so if we nullify something, it wouldn't get passed regardless. So that would happen here. And then we're passing data here. We're using our account settings. Account setting is in scope, so we can use that. So we're simply just going to pass account settings here. Update website? Am I not passing? Oh, on update website, yeah. Perfect. It says there's an error, but I don't see an error, so it's lying to me. All right, cool. So with that said, this gets triggered when we push the button. We're passing our request to our onUpdate website actor. which then gets initialized here. We're passing our settings directly to our update accounts. Oh, that should be... Okay, did I say update website or accounts? Update website. Okay. So it's gonna run this. It's gonna go here. We're gonna run this in a web worker. We're gonna call our website. We're gonna get back the response, and we're gonna send it to this is gonna be update website. On update website. So I should probably pass a message, which is strange. I thought I would. Let's actually pass a Boolean. Because this will determine whether we move forward or not. But we'll handle... No, we'll pass a message. Yeah, we'll pass a message. We'll pass a message for sure. We're gonna just copy pasta this guy. This is the wrong component, actually. I think it's class. I don't think I have this in scope, actually. Do I not have my message component here? Models. I don't think I do. We'll have it here. I know I have it in my marketing website, so I'm just gonna bring this in from here. It's in that's where it is. It's in HTTP service. Yep, that's where it is. All right. So we just need to bring that into scope there. And it is here. Update website. Oh, it's a related issue here. Got you. All right. Got it. Okay. Strange part is, why is this not... Class. This is going to initially be an error. And then we'll do data. And this will just be whatever response we get. So really, let me see. Response. Appreciate the follow. Help. We don't need to parse this. Well, do we? We don't need to read the stream either. Appreciate it. It's Synthwave84 for Vim. Alright, so this is not gonna be that. We're outputting a message already, so I don't need to reinvent the wheel here. So we just need to parse it here, and we should be good. Cool. So with that said, I need to go back to our account service on our back end, on our controller. Let me mark this file. Perfect. So update business website. We're using error and then we're using success. So we got to keep track of that. We don't need that. I don't need modals anymore. All right. Cool. So with that said, we should be good to go by just simply passing JSON. That endpoint should always return something. Should always return the message object, so we should be good there. So update gets initialized. Once we receive a response, we then send that response back to our actor up here, which is this guy. Updates, where are you? It's this guy. This gets sent to all our subscribers, which the only subscriber should be our modal component, our onboarding process. So that leaves us with that final step. So now we're just listening to our update website actor from our web service here. And we have to just check whether or not the service returned a success message or error message, which we use success and error as the and upscale it. I'm doing it this way because I feel like it's cool. It's cool and fun and good experience in the protocol itself. So that's what we're building out so far. We're currently building the onboarding process to verify the user, and the first step is to verify the website. And to do so, they need to either update their website or basically confirm their website. Anytime. I used implementation so many times, I force you to say implementation. But yeah, I'm just streaming this just so people can see the journey. I'm just a regular person here. I'm just a regular person, you know. I make a lot of mistakes, so we're all human. So you'll see my mistakes as they unfold as I write it. So feel free to call me out, shout me out, make fun of me. No, don't make fun of me, but you know, critique my code if you may. But we'll move forward, and I actually think I finished the entire implementation. That's funny. But what we'll do now is, since we're actually grabbing our message context, we could kind of build our match arms now. This should be readily available. We just have to make sure we're referencing it right. It's a learning curve, to say the least. There are some hurdles you have to go around. Like if you want to implement like real custom implementations, yeah. What's that abbreviation mean? AFAIK. I don't think I've ever seen that. Oh, gotcha. As far as I know. Damn, I'm getting old. I should have known that, right? Data. Why aren't you... That's a strange one. It's not... Let's log this real quick. It could either be Rust Analyzer taking a shit on me, or... Let's check it out. Model design specification. This repository describes the high-level goal, use case, design choices, and FAQs. Just show me the stuff. Let's look at the high-level stuff. Oh, this is TLT, or I don't got time for this. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at this. Yeah. All right. So far, I think. Gotcha. I mean, I haven't had too much of an issue. I've been able to do a lot of advanced things, like that video streaming process, you know, accessing those particular elements within the DOM. Fairly easy, you know. It was a learning curve, you know, but once I understood like how WebSys worked, I kind of like, you know, I could kind of like get around certain limitations that it presents. But I don't know. It's possible to make it feel a lot better when you're writing it. For sure. I do find myself doing a lot of unchecking when I'm converting elements. I use a combination of both. Like I use glue for timers and intervals. I use a mix of stuff to get the desired effects. Well, let's see. So we're running into this one issue here. Oh, it's not in scope. Got it. Thanks for the follow, Lion. So we just brought in, yeah, I brought in the right service, the right message object. Cool. So that's exactly why I wasn't able to actually access my data property within my message. So now we should be able to match message data. Yeah. We'll do this. We should also add a generic here, just so we're handling that. This should be success. We'll yank this. Error. Cool. So we want to do one of two things. We want to allow them to move forward if a success message is presented. And if not, we have to output this error message if for whatever reason. So there is a verification process that we need, like a verification check. A user that exists should not have the same website. So if a website has already been verified, they can't verify that same website. So we need to output that accordingly. We should actually add that to our flow. Loose. Yes. Alright, that works for me. I could understand it. So that's our goal. We need to actually make sure that doesn't exist already. Alright. So if error does exist, we should be able to output that error message. Extract expected. Actually, I won't do that. I'll just dereference and I think Future taught me that trick. I just had to take a screenshot. First time I, had this many people. All right. All right, cool. So we have that situation. I think we're full circle. Well, let's go back up here. Let's add. I don't know where we should add our error message. Let's use our red that we're using already. Is already in use, and then we have an error has occurred. Please try again later. And this is a generic thing, like if there's a network issue, we still want to present them with an error regardless. So we'll do that. But where would we send this? I think right here is fine. Yeah, let's just put it there. I think that's fine. I'm not sure how I want to store this. And a vector of error messages, I guess. I guess for now this is fine. If self errors is empty, like there's one thing I wish they could figure out. Like, I hate that I have to provide an else statement every single time, even though I'm not going to use it. I think I'm going to have to map this. No, let's remove this. Let's just output this. I feel like there's an error somewhere that I'm not taking care of. Where's this error? It says there's no error. That is true. Actually, I could do this. That's probably better. Self.errors. Is it not public? This is getting annoying. Why aren't you showing me the appropriate? Rust Analyzer is spazzing out right now. Rewrite all. Squid. I want to rerun that because alright, we're gonna try to see if I can remember this from heart. So we're gonna map it. This is error. We're gonna collect. We're gonna output it as HTML. We're gonna remove this guy. We're gonna output HTML here. I don't know. Let's just do a paragraph for now. It should be fine. And then we'll just... This is font light. And then we're gonna do brand red. Text brand red. Oh crap, I don't have... Oh, it's in here. Brand red, yep. Let's see if I got this first try. Oh. So I need to make this into our iter. We map it and then we collect it. Yep, we got it. Cool. So let's spoof our account service real quick, just so it displays an error message, and then we'll output that error message there. it's not here. It should be in our controller. Yeah. So if we send this, we should automatically get an error message. In theory. Actually, I need to hydrate the view. That makes total sense. So when we add our message, we need to make sure to hydrate. So to do that, we return true within our actor. I can confirm our API works. Cool. So, well, it would help to actually add the error into you from where I'm from, the United States of America. So we're gonna go errors. Nice. Okay, so what do we have here? We should be able to get our message dot data. That should be good. That should get pushed to our error array. No, never learned it. The most I know is some broken Spanglish. Valley borrowed. Well, that makes sense. Let's make sure we're borrowing it. I know what you want me to do. Fine. Haha. I mean, the people aren't bad, right? There are always bad actors. You can judge the people by the country they live in. I don't judge anyone. Not my place in this world to judge you. Alright, so that works. We just have to clone it because we are moving it out of scope. So it makes total sense. Oh man. That's disappointing. Oh, that's right. it lives within my child component, so I have to hydrate. Got it. So what we have to do is self.wizard. Unwrap. Context. Send. Alright, so we're gonna components, wizard. It's alright. I think the subject is pretty touchy. Alright, so we have our wizard. What we're looking for is our actor that hydrates our children. So it's wizard message. Hydrate. And I think this is what I need for sure. You never know. I treat everyone with respect, you know? That's all that matters. Consider borrowing this guy. Is behind immutable. Oh, that makes some sense. I don't know, man. I'm just one person in this world. They may have a better option. Why aren't you? Oh, I see what's going on. Self-wizard. Got it. Okay. So we're just going to do this. The unwrap is bringing it out of scope. So I kind of have to wrap it here. We'll delete this guy. We're borrowing it here. Okay. Oh, but we don't need this guy. U context. I use it occasionally. I'm currently not using the context within the current component. I'm using the wizard context. So currently this is on creation. I'm setting the wizard context to a state within my current component so I could send messages directly to it. I did that instead of actually setting up a wizard service, like a web worker that handles the request in and out for just such simple tasks. So I just attached the context directly to the current component. Yeah. If I went the service approach, I would have to subscribe to it and then create another set of actors, similar to what I'm doing here for update webs for my service context. That should do the trick. So we should now be able to see a message. We should be hydrating the wizard now properly. And nope. I think this is a bug that I ran into. I think what I am gonna end up doing. Appreciate the follow, VMog. Is I'm gonna bring this outside of this wizard. This is a known bug. I just don't want to tackle this right now because I want to implement this flow. So what I'm going to do is actually put it outside of my wizard, but within my modal. So that should be fine. Alright, so I think that's fine. It's not where I want it to be right now, but I'll add a little to-do here just to remind myself. Yeah, it's because we have a child component and then there's an additional child component. And we're hydrating the child, but not the child. And that error message essentially lives there. Oh, something is happening. What's going on? Let's do a quick log. Yeah, for sure. I think it's required. There's too many points to keep track of. I might just add something that bootstraps onto like a try catch all, and then just retrieve any sort of error that may happen. Rust does a pretty good job of displaying like where the error came from, so that's a good thing. We could kind of use that to deduce where we need to resolve anything. Okay, so we're console logging, we're getting our message, so that's not an issue. Are we even hitting this guy? The class is error. Oh man. Oh man. That's my fault. This actually probably worked. Let's plop this back to where it was. Oh yeah, I need to dereference and borrow it. This is one of the things I don't like about the trunk compiler. It sometimes like just compiles a whole mess of times. It detects like all my saved pushes. All right, so my hydration did work. What's Miri? Mary Rust. Mary Rust. Cool. So I don't like that because it makes the form move. I don't like that at all. Let me try something. Position, absolutes, bottom. I actually don't want to do this. I lied, I don't want to do this. If I were to... Let's try this. Let's do position absolute. I'm gonna wrap this. Right. Nah, I don't like it. Alright, let's just see how this... Let me grab this hex code real quick. I'm just bootstrapping some sort of design real quick. I just want to see how something looks and see if it's worth implementing. And then color, white. We'll have to make this, put this outside the context of the wizard, which is fine. Let's do that here. We'll put this over here. That's our stepper. This right here. Why are you doing that? Oh, it's because this is relative, isn't it? Position. Unset. Okay, so we'll do like about 30 pixels, 30 pixels. 20 pixels, fine. That looks fine. And then we'll set width. We'll put relative here. Wouldn't this break if you change your default font size? To be completely honest, I haven't set a global font size, which I should probably do it sooner than later before it gets too out of control. But I've been setting standard font sizes, more or less, but I keep the standard sizes in my head. Like I'll use 20 for like header titles, and then like 40 something for like bigger like H1s, paragraphs. I leave as default. I don't really touch it. I think the default is 18 pixels. But I want to. What I'm not understanding is, why is this like that? Oh, I see what's going on. I have to make this relative. Relative. And then this will be... I'm just bootstrapping. I'm not really... No, I'm using pixels, so yeah, it's not rem based. I should probably opt in for that, to be honest. But yeah, I'm just using standard pixels for now. So I could potentially do this. I just don't want the form to jump as they're using it, because I feel like that's bad user experience when like forms like move around so much. So I might do this. I might left align it within this container and just display the error if there is one. I mean, I could also display our toast. I could probably do something like... where are we? We're in our settings, right? I could probably do something like this. I mean, this may be the best option, honestly. I might opt in for the toast option. I might opt in for this. But I feel the verbose message directly on the model itself, it's better. Decisions. All right. I just don't like that. I'm really set on figuring out how I want to display this. Let's see. We could display it above the form. We could create some sort of bubble. We could wrap the form in a div container, set that to relative, and put this above that section. Let's see. Let's drop a shadow. Let's make this a little bit better. Let's make a little triangle real quick. Let's bring this downwards. Let's merge this together. I mean, we could also use that's obnoxious. That's pretty obnoxious. But I kind of like it. Welcome, 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 Brazil. If I was able to throw a meme, I would put that meme from Fast and the Furious where Vin Diesel's like, "Welcome to Brazil." It's the best part of the movie. All right, so I like this. Yeah, all right, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna implement this error messaging. And the way we'll do this is we'll wrap the current form in a div container. It's actually already in a div container. So we'll just set this to relative. We'll yank this, we'll put it above. I don't know where it got that from, but we're unfortunately gonna have to do a silly if statement here. Self.errors is empty. See, it kind of requires us to do a redundant else statement. We'll do this. And the reason why we're doing this is so we could wrap our iterator. HTML. Our message, this is going to be rounded medium. BG brand red. Padding, I think that's, I don't think I have a standard padding yet, but I think that's 15 pixels. And then we'll just simply yank this guy. Place it here. All right. Yeah, so I think this is fine. This is relative. We need to set this to absolute, which I like doing at the end. Just keep things grouped up. So absolute, top, if I do bottom, let's do top for now. I know I'm gonna have to adjust this. We're gonna have to make it Sure, we'll set this for now, but this is gonna have to change. Sure. This opening tag does not correspond to a closing tag. You're right here. Div. Appreciate the follow, DY Lord. What am I missing here? I see you being closed here. HTML. Our paragraph is being closed. Well, this has to be, if it's not empty, we want that to display. Where are you? Did I just not save? No, it's... Okay. Class.
I shouldn't want ya, I shouldn't need ya, but I'm afraid that's not up to me. Cause when I hear ya sing through my speakers,
I'm going blind.
it's like my mind takes
Where
hold of me.
is this closing?
I've tried shutting you off for some time now, but I'm still here.
I'm just gonna close it and see if that resolves it.
I was more than your fan now, and that your voice came from here in my bed. You're in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, singing to me. You're in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, making me bleed. You're in my
Yeah, I'm definitely going blind here. Let's see, div.
I'll never have you, but I'll always want you. And it's so sad, it just makes me cry. Feels like I know you better than
Oh, the error is somewhere else.
don't care, you never
What did I break?
I've tried shutting you off for some time now, but I'm still hearing you.
Let's do this. Let's yank this out the way. Let's undo everything.
And that your voice came from here in my bed. You're in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, singing to me. You're in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, making me bleed. You're in my ooh.
I did something that broke things.
Shutting you off for some time now, but I'm still hearing your voice in my head. Oh, I wish I was more than your fan now, and that your voice came from here in my bed. You're in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, singing to me.
Oh, damn it. Well, oh, did I not do this right? There we go. Oh, that was the issue. I missed the curl bracket. Yeah, I mean, Rust does a pretty good job, but I don't think U's there yet, like on compiling errors. Rust is pretty good at telling, yeah, you're missing this or you're not borrowing this properly. Alright, there we go. Something's happening. Did I remove my hydrator? No, it's there. So if the errors is not empty, we're gonna go here. We're gonna output this. We're gonna loop through our HTML. Well, loop through our errors, map it. So we're mapping it into an object, a vnode object. We're collecting and we're outputting as HTML. So I might be secretly displaying it here. So it should secretly live right. Where's width 80? It should secretly live right here. Right here. Hidden away. Yep. Perfect. So let's... Yeah, so what I'm gonna do... do relative, and then we're gonna plop our code here. And then this should be absolute, and it should be bottom 0, and this will give us what we're looking for. We play the waiting game. Okay, it's there. There's some CSS error going on here. It's right here. Oh, did I really make that? My brand red isn't showing up. That's strange. All right, we'll just copy and paste that here. And we might not be getting our JIT support because we're not running our Tailwind CLI. So with that said, we should have, yep, perfect. So we should offset that by probably like 10 pixels. And we should probably make it with 80%. Yeah, that works. So let's do 10 pixels. Shadow. I always forget, is it box shadow or shadow? Drop shadow. Drop shadow. All right, cool. So that should be it for our errors. I'm missing a little triangle at the bottom, but we'll hold off on that a little later. For now, this should be good enough. I tried implementing it. I just couldn't get it to work. I think it has to do with the language server that I'm using. It just doesn't know to look inside a Rust file. But there definitely has to be a way, like a configuration that I could use to have it look in my Rust files. Tailwind? Not very familiar with Tailwind. I think that's the one I tried using. Is there an option for it to detect Tailwind classes within my Rust file? If so, I wouldn't mind using it. want to go to an actual repository. Got you. Yeah, I have to set it up. I actually disabled a few plugins because they're slowing down everything. Do you have a link? Because whatever help you have, I'll definitely look into this. I should probably use and gotcha. I might take a look at this. I'm probably missing something because I do recall myself implementing it, but it just wasn't detecting it inside my Rust files. All right, so we're good there. So we could go back to our controller and actually set a valid message. It's gonna be a success message. We're not gonna output anything. We're just gonna have it move forward. So that should be good. So we have here on success, we're just moving forward to the next step. I probably should go back to our backend service. I'm gonna add a little to-do. Check to see if website is already in use by another member. That's actually really crucial because we wouldn't want someone to be able to install something on someone else's website without their permission. I mean, they wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't be able to, regardless. Because the validation token will be account specific. So if they do send it to a specific domain, it has to match the domain it represents. But we should still check if a user already has it associated to their account. All right. We clear this out. This should be good. Perfect. Perfect. So we're just gonna... I'm gonna have to create a fake host domain within my host file just so I could test this, but host.com. And if we refresh, that didn't update. Interesting. .com. Our payload includes host.com. Are we triggering the right API? So let's add a little debug here. Let's just pass all the data. I should probably say borrow it. host.com. So we are getting it. We're not unwrapping it, and it's not matching the type. Got it. So we'll do if let's websites some business website. Actually, I want to add a custom error type. Yeah, we'll hold off on that. Let me add another comment here. I mean, it should be a given. It should be self-explanatory at this point. All right, so let's refresh this. .com. Refresh. What the hell is going on? Let's go to our controller. All right. Let's just see what this is outputting. I believe it's outputting an error. I mean, It's not, because it's saying you have successfully updated your settings, and that's what I'm outputting here on a successful. All right, let's see what our. It's on random, so it may be hitting other songs I've already played, or there's actually a glitch. It might be repeating itself. Occasionally, it will repeat the song over and over again, and I wouldn't know because I'm just programming. Good catch. Good catch. I question myself sometimes too. I mean, it could possibly be saying it's successful, but it may not even be hitting the website. Oh, but we're passing Tesco on our payload. Huh. Okay, I know what's going on. We're not updating the form state when we're passing the data. So this self, hold on. So on submit, we should be getting so this is actually not reflecting properly. Got it. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna set up a generic. We're gonna set up a generic actor here on form change. Appreciate the follow. Fry42. Fry42. Yeah, okay. Let me try something. So I have a util. So let's t equals util form data, and we pass it an event, but we also need to pass it. The event contains like the current values of the field, and then we pass it the list of fields. So we do self field keys, right? Is this a function or is it a variable? We'll pretend it's a variable. Well, property. So we'll do log Oh boy. Let's switch up the vibes. Let's put some funk on. Alright. And let's uncomment this guy. I don't want to implement an actor if I don't need to. Just adds additional noise to the flow of things. But in theory, we should be getting the currents. Event key. What are we doing? Cannot move out. Got you. I'll just... back strings, and we'll just clone this. That means I have to revisit the get data and make sure it's using the most relevant data. Self. Okay. So what are we looking at? Host.co. Host.co. Okay, so we'll use this instead. So that's fine. We have to revisit the get data because I don't think I'm properly updating the fields on change. It's an extra step. We have to get the fields and then we have to parse the events with the latest data, but it still achieves the same thing. So host.co, we should be able to refresh now, and it still hasn't got the right data. What? I see host.co here. Before it was giving me testco. Host.co. Well, we're passing the right data now, so that can't be the issue anymore. we're outputting the right data. We can see our data being outputted here. And then within our account service, we're triggering this. We're triggering website postcode here. Maybe the ID is incorrect. It shouldn't be, because that's part of the state. So the next thing we could test is we can actually see if our database contains the right value. It obviously doesn't though. Yeah, I know it's a little small, but I want to be able to see what I'm doing. Oh. Yeah. It's not ID here, it's account ID. I just had to envision the feet column names. Alright, we're good to go now. It should be all set and dandy. Post.co, refresh, post.co, perfect. And we should actually remove the default value from google.com and just leave it as a blank field. Appreciate the bits, man. You don't have to either, it's easy. You don't have to provide me the bits. I appreciate them, but you don't have to. But yeah, we finally got it. So full circle, we got this thing situated. The next step is to begin working on the iframe. That's going to be the tricky part, because we kind of have to construct a temporary script that will have the methods needed to call home. So I think that's the next stream thing. I most likely will jump on stream tomorrow and continue working on this. But let's see if there's anything else we could tackle for the remaining of the stream. Let's think about this. Because I'm still going against the wall or against the fence, whatever terminology you want to use. I don't know if I should build this directly in TypeScript or if I should use a WASM. The traditional method is to use some form of JavaScript. Because really, I could, this URL that I'm calling is This script will go on the landing page. So wherever they put this, it should go on the header of whatever website they're using it on. They're calling the script. We could essentially load the JavaScript. That's what I'm thinking. Wesam is pretty big. The dashboard is fine because it's, you know, it only has to get cached once. Yeah, I might opt in for some TypeScript, a small little library. Currently all we need is we need like a fetch request to post the past URL parameter. I'm not really digging this song. I feel like I'm in a video game. Alright, so the modal initializes. We check if the domain is in use. If it's not, actually, it should be, this should be no, and this should be yes. Then we initialize the iframe checker. The iframe domain loads with the appropriate URL parameters, which will include an action type and a verification code as the data parameter. The script loads. Does action verify exist? If the action exists, we initialize an a fetch action based off of the action type, which will be verify. And then we'll pass the verification code home, which is one of our endpoints that we have in our backend. And then we either flag the website as verified or we send back an error, and then we handle that directly here. So we have a verification listener right here, which will be running intermediately as it's verifying. It'll just cycle through. I think I'm probably gonna opt in to use a WebSocket just so I could, you know, close the connection if it doesn't, and that's the way we could determine whether it times out or not, and handle like that loop on the server side rather than the client side. Or I could do it client side. I don't think it's gonna be too resource hungry, but we could do it either way. It'll just basically loop 4 times every 5 seconds to check if the script has been installed. Once the script gets triggered and the database gets flagged as, the domain in the database gets flagged as valid, then we'll just move on to display success message and congratulate them. If not, we have to basically go through the verification listening process over and over again until we hit our delimited time of 4 times and display the timeout message. So all we really need, let's break this down a little bit better. I think this is what we're missing here, this Vim script. So we need to be able to endpoints, verify domain, body. We're just gonna pass one object, which is code. I'm a visual guy, so I kind of like writing this out. And it's gonna be a post. And we kind of have to add some rate limiting to that as well, because someone could possibly abuse it. So that's a story for another day. Let's add a rate limit. I guess the rate limit could be based off of the referenced domain, an IP. It's not gonna stop anyone from like using a proxy to switch their IP. I don't need to save it now. Appreciate the follow, Root Afro. Do I have TSX in here? TSC, I mean? I do. Nice. Is it TCS new? Kind of forgot what the command is to create a new TypeScript project. Bear with me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably do this off stream because it's pretty mundane just to create a project folder and stuff like that, but make dir npx and maybe tsc init. I think I have it installed as a environment variable, so I could probably call it directly. I'm trying to think of what term I should use. Let's just call it install script. Well, let's make sure we spell install correct. Jesus. TSC init. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I don't have no LSP, so I'll have to do this off stream, but let's add our entry point. Oof, that's bright red. The sun. Oh, I can't look at this right now. Oh no. My eyes. Yeah, I think this is probably a good spot to like end at. We did finish the first step. It's not that eventful, but we did get a lot done. We got our endpoint to retrieve and update accordingly. We've also implemented error messaging accordingly. We might want to... No, we want them to start this over again if they refresh the process. This is secretly going to be the process they use if they ever decide to change their domain address. Yeah, I think this is a good stopping point, honestly. We've got a lot done. I have to set up the LSP for TypeScript now. I have to set up my project folder. I want things like prepared, so all we're really focusing on is the actual code in the project rather than like the mundane task of creating the project structure. It might be interesting to do it on stream, but I don't know. Does anyone here have a preference to who we should raid? I see Rockstar's on. I know he's still building his startup. He's a Twitch partner. Let's raid him. He is a raid partner. That's awesome. See you tomorrow. See everyone tomorrow. I really appreciate everyone coming in. I really do mean it. And again, when you guys go to ToggleBit stream next time, just tell him how appreciative I am. It's amazing. He's done it twice already, and every single time he's done it, I'm just flabbergasted. I can't even speak. And I appreciate you. It's easy because you've gifted 5 subs to 5 people. That's freaking awesome. Really appreciate it. But I do have to call it a day. I have early morning, but I will be on tomorrow around 5 p.m. Eastern. Probably be on for the remaining of the week, 5 p.m. Eastern onwards. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed. Again, see y'all tomorrow. I should have probably clicked ready for raid first and then said all that. All right, everyone, have a good one.